How do you use your expository Google site to write your expository essay? Click on the expository essay assignment. Then you can use the MLA format outline that I gave you in the last essay. Here's a Google Doc version. You make a copy and you can type your essay here in Google Docs so it automatically saves. If your computer restarts or something, you don't lose your work then. Or if you liked writing in Microsoft, you can open that up. Whatever you are doing, where it says your name, delete that and type your actual name. Under your last name, delete that and write your actual last name. And leave the 1, that's a page number. Then this is due to space October 2017. Okay, then the notes are here to help you. If you don't need them, you can delete it. But I'm going to help you with your essay now. So you see the formatting should be already correct. Next is the intro, starting with a hook. However, you always need to start writing your essay by working on your thesis first, because your thesis is the one sentence main idea of your essay. It's what you're trying to say. So if you are not clear yourself with what you're trying to say, then it's not going to come clearly through in your paper and it's not going to be clear to your reader. So your thesis is by far the most important sentence. It goes at the end of your introduction, but you should write it first. So the topic, what your essay is about, and this essay, it is your career. Then your claim is what you're trying to say about your career, so you're not making an argument. Remember, this is expository, it's informative, but you're still trying to say something about the career as a whole. So maybe you'll say something about how rewarding it is, like oncologists have one of the most rewarding yet challenging jobs. So that could be something along the lines of your claim. Then finally, your points. These will correspond with your body paragraphs, the 3 talking points, the 3 individual, points that you're trying to say. So you have a couple different things that you need to discuss in your paper. Looking at the directions, you need to have a description of the job itself, including responsibilities and types. You need to have the education and salary, and then you need to have new advancements and issues. You're welcome to organize your body paragraphs in those 3 general categories or another way, but those are the topics you need to be having in your essay. They're also on your Google site, so you should be good. So you could say something like, due to their extensive education, crucial daily responsibilities, and the continuous new developments in the field. So I would have a body paragraph on education, then one on responsibilities, and then one on new developments. So the order of your paragraphs, it should go from strong to stronger to strongest, or least important to most important. In this case, you may want to do chronological order. Either way, this will be the order. How you phrase them here will be the order in the rest of your paper. If you want to now, you do need to double space your essay, 2.0. Some people like to wait till later. But that is an example of a thesis, but your thesis is the end of your introduction. So you still have to go back to the beginning and start with a hook. The first sentence gets your reader interested. You can use a question, a quote, a statement, something funny, a joke, a story. It should be broad, but still have to do with your topic. If you use a quote, you do have to cite it. Many of you in your pledges did not cite that correctly, and that would be accidental plagiarism. That would result in a grade of 0 for this paper. Whether or not you're plagiarizing on purpose or by accident, it still is stealing, academic stealing. Like whether or not you leave a store and you have a shirt in your hand that you forgot to pay for, you still stole it, even if you didn't have bad intentions. So an example of a hook, you indent the paragraph, and then I have according to the National Cancer Institute, and then a quote there about how widespread cancer is, because oncology is the study of cancer research and cancer. So a quote is fine. You'd put it in quotation marks. The period goes inside the quotation, unless your citation was after the quote, like that. Now, between your hook and your thesis is where most of the introduction goes. You are introducing your topic, going from the broad to the specific, leading towards your thesis. So an example, since there is a quote here, you have to elaborate on your quote a little bit. You can't just use quotes and then move on. You have to explain them. You still need a subject and a verb in the sentence with the quote, but even above that, you need other information. So obviously cancer is a widely growing illness in our country. This should be this country. This essay is formal, therefore it is in the third person, meaning you may not say I. You can't say me or my or our or we or you. Instead, you are objectively discussing the topic at hand. So instead of saying I want to be an oncologist, you instead just talk about what oncologists do. So since cancer is starting to quickly rise, the need to increase the number of oncologists in society is even greater than ever. So see how this is all introduction, and then it goes into what oncology is, what is expected of them, ending in the thesis, and I added a transition. Overall, oncologists have, as already stated. Okay, so the intro is done, then you go on to your first body paragraph. So you press Enter tab, and now the first topic discussed in the thesis is education. So you don't need to transition much between your intro and your first body paragraph. It's more important to transition into your other body paragraphs, so you could put something like, the steps to becoming an oncologist are very rigorous. That would be fine. You could add, before becoming an oncologist, one would need to go through the extensive training process or something like that. Then the rest of that paragraph comes from your Google site, support, explanation. You could have quotes or paraphrasing, including in-text citation, but whatever the topic there of that paragraph is, you go into it. So, for example, where is my, hold on, I gotta open up my Google site. So you did all the work in your Google site to gather the information, and now you're using it here in your paper. Alright, so steps to be one, so how to become an oncologist. In your Google site, if you already summarize the information in your own words, you are welcome to copy and paste that here. If you didn't, then you would summarize just into your essay based on the information. You still need... Alright, so you put the information there in your body paragraph. If you are copying and pasting things, you want to click on the little clipboard that appears and then go to the last one, because and look, it's not going to do it for me now, but it should match the font and formatting of the rest of your paper, so it should match it correctly. If you're, using quotes from the internet or whatever. And I'm double spacing. So here is some support examples just based on the research, and it's still cited in text. If you have new information that you have never, if you didn't know it before, whether or not you are quoting doesn't matter. So like here, according to UC Health, and then she cited UC Health. So there's an in-text citation, and you never want to use the URL in your in-text citation. You want to use the author's name if there is an author name. If there's not, use the article title. And if there's no article title, use the website title or the company that made the website. So I have explanation here about how to become the job. Then you end each body paragraph with a so what. And your so what is why the topic matters. So why does it matter that oncologists need all this education? And it matters because it's a critical facet of their career. It gives them the knowledge and ability they need to complete their appropriate responsibilities. And this is kind of transitioning there into the second body paragraph about responsibilities. So you press enter. Oh, dear. Not there. Not there either. Oh, dear.